Welcome to the Super Cub Adventures workshop again. Today we're going to do a bit of paint correction on the XR fuel tank. I've got a few products lined up here and the equipment we need. I'll bring you in closer so you can see what I'm using. So as we're not doing really heavy duty paint correction, it's only scratches and dullness. I've got some 2000 grit wet and dry. You can go coarser than that, but the fuel tank on the XR has quite thin paint, so I've got to go steady with it. I don't want to rub through. 2000 wet and dry. Some soapy water. Fire clay G3, that's quite a coarse compound for taking off quite a bit of material. Use with caution. Some machine polish, which is coarse but nowhere near as coarse as that. And to finish it, we've got some ceramic wax. So the polisher I'm going to be using is this Rupees machine polisher. It's a proper industrial tool, quite an expensive bit of kit, but you can get these cheaply from like Alfords and eBay and places like that. Yeah, pick them up quite cheap, 30-40 quid, something like that maybe. Or you can do this work just by muscle power. So these days I don't do anything by hand if I've got a machine to do it. So I'll be using my Rupees polisher. So this is the fuel tank we're going to be working on. We're only looking at the top section, and where these plastic covers are, it covers most of it, so we just want to do this triangle here. Let's get that off. Just that triangle there really. Maybe a bit down the front, but we're not too worried about that. It's mainly that bit there. So you can see how quite badly scratched that is. Luckily it hasn't gone right through. So we get our 2000 wet and dry. Bit of soapy water just to lubricate it. And very carefully I'll give it a little flat. So I worked in the motor trade for many years as a mechanic and a panel beater paint sprayer. So I know all about bodywork and paintwork. So there's some quite deep scratches in the middle there that are still there, but I daren't go too mad because it'll polish through really easily. So I will try this as it is. A little bit of G3, a bit more water. The water lubricates and cools at the same time because this will get quite hot. The friction from the polisher does get pretty hot. So we'll just spread this about a bit. You want your overalls for this job because it's going to get messy. So I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I daren't polish it anymore because it will go through. We'll give it some wax next. So this is ceramic wax, Carplan ceramic wax. You can do your chrome and everything with this as well. I don't know how good it is. I've hardly ever used it. So you don't want to be doing this in the sun either. You need a nice shady, cool spot, especially with black paint. So you can do your car like this as well. It's exactly the same process, just obviously on a bigger scale. So being an ex-paint sprayer, I was doing a lot of this. So I've had a lot of jobs in my time, but most of it was in the motor trade. Just the last sort of 7 or 8 years I was a welder, which offered better money. So there we have it. One nice polished tank. So you can just about see those scratches on the top there. But I think you'll agree that's a lot better than it was. So as you can see, the XR's on the workbench, which is why I've got the tank off. I thought I'd do that while I'm waiting for a new regulator rectifier to turn up. So the battery just mysteriously went flat while out for a ride. I'm hoping that's the cause. But they're only cheap, it was only like 14 quid. So, and they're a known problem. So when that turns up, I'll fit it and hopefully that'll cure it. If not, I'll have to delve a bit deeper. While it's on the bench, I've put my new tyres on that I had. So they're Kenda 270s, I think. Like a dual purpose tyre. Sort of 50-50 trail off-road. And I've got slightly narrower profile as well than original. Like the imperial equivalent to the metric tyres that were on it. Yeah, quite looking forward to trying those. It'll certainly be better off-road for sure. Won't be as good on-road, I don't expect, but that's all right. That's not what I've got this for, just for a bit of fun. So that's all I've got for you today anyway. Ride safe and we'll see you on the next one.